Well, it's a couple days after my birthday. I don't actually know what day it is, but almost Christmas. Uh, the kids will be home at 11. Wife's bringing them to get out of school early almost every day this week, and they're only going to be in school for like a couple hours the days they are there. So that's kind of neat. Michelle's started a job yesterday. I don't know what happened. My little girl. Something happened. She has this. She has the itch. She wants to do stuff. Power to her, man. She's got a job at Marco's Pizza. I don't know. It's just something about that just feels good, you know. They wake up and they have their own thoughts, their own opinions, their own ideas, their own drives, their own wants, their own needs, and at some point, they stop looking to you, right? And they start doing things on their own. I don't know. It just feels good. Feels really good. Yeah. I mean, it's just a pizza job, but it doesn't matter because what happened was she's sitting at the house being bored, and she just, I'm going to get a job. Or whatever, you know. She did that on her own. Her own inner motivation. And then she tells you the reasons she kind of wants to do it, you know, and you're just like, man, that's a fucking badass reason. You know? She wants her own money. When she gets out of school, you know, she's like, I want to have options, you know. She's like, I want to get out of school and I want to have some money so that when I get out of school, you know, money gives you more options. These are all excellent points. These are all forward thinking. A person is looking at the situation that they are in their lives, and they are making choices, exercising their agency to plan for the future, to plan for an inevitable outcome that is to come. And I don't know, I just think it's awesome. She's nervous, but not too nervous, you know. She's just like, I'm just going to get a job. She was nervous, I guess. Same thing with the driving, right? She was, the driving. She wanted to get her driver's license. Her learner's permit, you know, was all she has right now. But when she got that thing, you know, when she was talking up a storm. She's like, I want that. And I think it's because she wants control. I'm okay with that. It actually, I feel, I'm sad. Because on one hand, I'm a little girl, you know. But on the other hand, man, I'm going to get all emotional now. You know, it's just one of those things, I guess. Yeah. My little girl all grown up and stuff. She keeps this up, she's going to be all right. And I think that's what makes me the most happy, is that You know, you give her straight facts, treat her like an adult. Eventually, they become one because you've set the standard. I don't know that me and Luisa always do everything right. God knows I know I don't. I'm actually kind of terrible in a lot of ways. But I always felt very strongly that our kids needed to be treated, even from a young age, right? Like, they needed to be treated like adults. That means being harsh when they deserve it. That means not pulling your punches, metaphorically speaking. Tell them straight. When they do a good job, tell them they did a good job. When they do a bad job, tell them they did a bad job. You know? When you have to step in as a parent, maybe you ground them every once in a while, but actually, that almost never happens. I don't know. You don't have. It's kind of remarkable because our teenagers never even went through like teenage years. I mean, Gabriel is. Gabriel, you'll talk to him and he'll get all mad and huffy and puffy sometimes, but just because he just wants to be left alone. But it's one of those things where it's like. So I guess he did kind of go through the emotional brooding phase, but Michelle kind of didn't. She kind of didn't. I can't tell that she's ever tried to rebel or anything, and the reason is because I don't think we ever gave her a reason to. And because you tell her, like, hey, this is how shit works, and this is blah, 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 and this is, this is this and that's that. And you try to give her the best insight you can into how the world works, it's like she knows what's what. And that's, not only does she not do stupid stuff, right? Like, as far as I know, she's still a virgin. And, I mean, I'm pretty, like, when I say as far as, I'm like 99.9999. She'd tell me if she wasn't. Like, she'd just tell me. And, but she still makes the right choice because, I've definitely talked to her exhaustively about, like, man, that shit's special, You want to make sure that, like, the guy is going to be worth it, Like, he's not an asshole. You want to make sure that or if he's an asshole, he's not an asshole to you, actually. I'll say that. Because actually, there's a good reason to be an asshole a lot of times. You think, if there is an aspect to her life that I do worry about, it's her love life. Because I want her to be happy. I want her to meet a guy. She claims there's like no good dudes out there. As a person who feels very strongly about the MGTOW persuasion, I'm married, but I lean very heavily towards I understand the need for being MGTOW. Men going their own way, whatever. Like, just flat out. Just flat out. Like, everything they say is accurate. All of it. 100%. Their synopsis, their rationale, their understanding of the situation. I don't think there's any part of it I disagree with at all in any way. Even though I'm married. Even though my wife is somewhat of a unicorn, they're still not wrong. And my wife isn't a complete unicorn either, right? I think it's just that, like, if you get married young, that's the one thing they don't talk about, but I don't know if they disagree with it necessarily. They just say that, like, even that is, like, risky as hell. But I just lucked out because, number one, I went overseas. I married a foreign chick, right? And when I married the foreign chick, um, you know, she had traits that made, I don't know, it was just I got lucky. That's really all it is. It wasn't the decision. I was too young and stupid to even really. I wasn't make out at the time, you know. Knocked her up, and then I was like, I guess we're gonna have a family, and she agreed. So that's what happened, you know. And then when you bring her over here, it's like there's lots of factors that kind of contributed to this thing. If she had had a different personality type, it wouldn't have worked out. And I've seen lots of stories of people going overseas, marrying a foreign woman, and bringing them back, and shit not working out because of various factors. But in my particular case, it worked out just because, I don't know, I'm fucking lucky, I guess. But they're still, like, they joke, like, we joke about it, but it's not actually like, kids grow up, move out of the house. Yeah, I could totally see my wife divorcing me. I could see it. Why would she need me around? I mean, I'm the main breadwinner. That's one reason, but either way, it's just, you know, it's a thing, I guess. I try to install traditional values in my kids by telling them the stories that make them understand why certain traditions work and why certain traditions don't. Now, they may not. My kids don't agree with me all the time. I don't expect them to. They're too young. Right? But it's nice to know that they at least hear this stuff, and I think they do understand it. Like when I explain it to them, because I try to explain things, try to make sure my kids don't fall in traps. But anyway, I was going to say, if you get married young, then you're both young, and you end up growing up together. You end up settling into adulthood while getting acclimated to the other person, such that, like, I don't know, you build your habits together. And that can be a constructive endeavor in some ways and a destructive endeavor in others. But for the most part, if y'all are both destructing the same way, then you're still going to be compatible with each other. The people wait until they're like 30 or 40 to get fucking married are doomed to failure. The people that are getting married in their extremely early 20s, or if not late teens, they have a chance. But even then, like, society's built up. I mean, it's better to just not get married as a dude. You just don't do it. Unless it's my daughter. Unless it's my daughter. Her ass needs to get fucking married. And she's guys, like, I'm not asking much. I'm just a rich billionaire that has, like, lots and lots and lots and lots of time to spend with the family and to dedicate utterly towards my daughter and to make himself amazingly awesome. I want him to, just perfect in every way, just that, He needs to be like a dentist, doctor, lawyer, repairman, handyman, Superman, and philosopher. Mm-hmm. And he also needs to be charming in every way and totally dedicated I'm an atheist, but I want him to be a Christian. uh, yeah. Obviously, I'm being retarded, but dude needs to be awesome, and he needs to be loyal, and he needs to be, yeah. But because MGTOW is so damn compelling, I worry so much about that because it's right. So, no guy owes my daughter anything. She's got to bring something to the table, right? She's got to be awesome. Fortunately, I think she can be. Fortunately, I think she does have a lot to offer. Well, or at least enough. She has enough to offer. She could be better, right? But then, so can I. I'm not trying to say that's like a disparaging thing. I just love shoving these things in my ears. It's so fucking awesome. I have a lot of people look at me like I'm a weirdo when they see me do this stuff because it's just like, oh, it's intoxicating. Having the inside of your ears scrubbed. Whew. It's like having your back scratched. Yeah. But like, ugh. I got like goosebumps now because, yeah, she got a job. She's on the right path, man. Gabriel, it's hard to know with him. I still have like a warm fuzzy about like this dude's okay. You know? Like I think he's attractive physically. So it may be the case that helps him out. But he's also kind of like he's got a lot going for him. Like for the most part, he doesn't fucking care what other people think. He's gonna do his own thing. He's gonna do his own thing. I like that. I like that. I don't think he'll take shit from a woman either. Like I think if a woman was like, "Oh well, do stuff for me," or else he's gonna be like, "Oh okay, well later then." Like, I'm hoping he comes halfway. At some point, he meets a girl period, that he's interested in, that he's willing to, like, he wants to appease her, but only up to a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm willing to do this, but not that. He's got that going on. He's got that personality that makes him, like, he'll have boundaries and stuff. Which means he's not going to find a woman. I don't think he'll find a woman that's going to be able to walk all over him and fuck him over. I've definitely had lots of talks with him about stuff, but you know, just the next generation, I think there's a real danger of them just being lonely as shit, you know, and it bothers me. But I guess it is what it is. Can't fix it, maybe, and definitely I can't fix it for him. I can only give him the knowledge and tools to contend with the world as it is, not how we want it to be, but how it is. It's the best we can do, I guess. And hopefully that's enough. And hopefully with me and my wife, they have enough of a model there that this is how you comport yourself. A healthy relationship. Let's hope. Let's hope. But, yeah. Michelle's taking steps that, I know they're small steps, I guess, but just as a dad, I guess I'm just, proud, you know, like, that's my little girl. She's gonna be a little tiger, and she's gonna take on the world. That's gonna be awesome. Watch out! She's coming. Man. Well, I guess that's all. That's all I wanted to say.